Today we are going to revision of lesson second. Lesson second, plants making food. Food revision. Plants making food. And here last time they have to study an activity. Now today, role of leaf in photosynthesis. See page number 10, role of leaf in photosynthesis. Role of leaf in photosynthesis. Role of leaf in photosynthesis. We have studied last time about the different factors for photosynthesis. So most leaves are thin with a large flat surface. Chlorophyll present in the leaves. Since chlorophyll are present in the leaves and chlorophyll is an important raw material for the photosynthesis, so leaves play a very important role in the making food. Chlorophyll present in the leaves absorb the sunlight when it falls on leaves. The thin veins on the surface of leaves take water to all parts of the leaves. So you have studied the structure of the leaves. This is the structure of a leaf, and you see one. This is called midrib. This is a midrib which moves from one end to another end of the leaf. This is the midrib. This is the leaf, and here midvein and the veins. This is mid. This is a midvein with the single midvein and a large number of the veins. These are the veins. So, the thin veins on the surface of leaf take water to all parts of the leaves. The carbon dioxide needed for photosynthesis enters the leaf through tiny pores called stomata, which are mainly in the lower surface of the leaf. So, the exchange of the gas takes place via the stomata. Stomata are the minute pores which are found on the surface of the leaves. Mainly these are found on the lower surface of the leaf, but they may also be found on the upper surface of the leaves. So, all the exchange of gases, that may oxygen or carbon dioxide, takes place through stomata. The root absorb water and nutrients from the soil and transport water to leaves through the stem. Thus, leaves prepare food in presence of sunlight. Now, interdependence of plants and the animals. Interdependence of plants and animals. Both plants and the animals are depends on each other. Plants have chlorophyll, so they make food for them. Animals do not have chlorophyll, so they directly or indirectly depends on the plants. Animals, some herbivorous animals, they eat the plant to get their energy, and carnivorous animals eat the herbivorous animal and get the energy. In this way, plants are the source of the energy. So animals directly or indirectly depends on the food for their food requirement. And animals also depends on the plants for oxygen. Plant release the oxygen during photosynthesis, and this oxygen is utilized by the animals for their respiration. On the other hand, plants depends on animals for carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide released by animals during the respiration is utilized by plants for making the food. In this way, both plants and animals depends upon each other. And balance in nature. Balance in nature. A balance between plants and animals is essential in nature. A food chain in nature helps to maintain this balance. A food chain always starts with plant life, and ends with an animal. For example, a deer eats grass and leaves, and a lion eats deer. But if there are many deer, there will be less grass for them to eat. So many deer will starve and die. So, food chain is a sequence in which our food chain is an arrangement of the animals, arrangement of organism in a sequence in which one organism is eaten by the other organism. Food chain starts from the plants, green plants, and ends with the animals. So, there is, suppose this is the plant it is eaten by the deer, and deer is eaten by the lion. So here plant, this is herbivorous, this is carnivorous, and this is producer. So this is called as the producer, and these are called as the consumers. So always energy transfer takes place from producer toward the consumers. Always energy transfer takes place from producer to the consumers. This is unidirectional. From plants are eaten by the deer, and deers are eaten by the lion. So in this way, deer eat plant and get the energy, and the same way lion eat the deer and take the energy. Suppose there is suddenly increase in the number of the deer. There increase in the number of deer, then what will happen? They will eat most of the plant of that area in a very short time. They will eat most of the plants of that area in very short time. So there will be scarcity of the food for the deer. So there they will not be able to get the enough food. So they will ultimately, most of deer will ultimately die. So in the same way, if plants number of the plant will decrease, so number of in the deer will decrease, and ultimately number of land will also be decreased due to the scarcity of the food. So in this way, balance in the nature is necessary. So in this way, food chain help in maintaining a balance in the nature. So this was about the it will cause scarcity of carbon dioxide for plants. Similarly, when we cut down forest, oxygen and food from plants would not be enough for all the animals. Thus, a sudden increase and decrease in the number of plants and animals, the balance in nature will be disturbed. Thus, a balance between various living things is very important for life on the earth. Thank you.